Hi guys, I'm Rex King, and it's New Year's Eve. And what better way to celebrate than looking back at 2022 and talking about the best films I've seen? Quick disclaimers, this is my list, my opinion. If you don't agree with it, that's fine. In fact, I would like to hear what you think was the best film that you saw this year. Also, I've reviewed all the films I've talked about, so if you are curious about my full opinions on them, search out my videos, because I'm only going to do quick snippets here. Without further ado, these are the top 10 films I saw in 2022. Number 10, Devotion. I was expecting a war epic from this film, and I got a great character piece drama, and I loved it. I loved the way they showed this guy's life and what he went through, and I really enjoy the performances in this film. I really recommend it to anyone who's looking for a good character piece drama. Number 9, One Piece Red. I really wasn't expecting much out of this one when I went to see it. Usually when I see a shonen in theaters, I expect some good action, decent visuals, but a story that's usually meh and a score that's just kind of underwhelming. This time I got a great story, great visuals, great characters, and great music. There was really nothing that I couldn't like in this film. I do wish we focused a little bit more on the Straw Hats, but to be honest, that's a nitpick compared to all the brilliant stuff this movie does. Number 8, Bullet Train. A movie, again, I was not expecting to like, but it just worked for me. The action was well stylized. The comedy makes me belly laugh every time I watch this film. And the characters are so good. I really enjoyed this one. Number 7. The Batman. The Batman showed us the best on-screen Gotham I have ever seen. Oh my god, the backgrounds here are just so good. And we got a good detective story with Batman. Finally, a good detective story for Batman. Took us long enough. Robert Pattinson will not be my favorite on-screen Batman. That will still be Michael Keaton. But he does a decent enough job, and there's a decent enough ensemble to make me forget all my problems that I have with him as Batman. At the end of the day, this is a really good adaptation of the Batman universe. Number 6, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Talk about films that I had no idea were going to be this good. When I went to go see Everything Everywhere All at Once, I had not seen the trailer for it. I had no idea what it was about, and I really didn't have any expectations. At the end, I got a great action, comedy, art house film. And I cannot believe those three things combined to make a great film, because they do. Somehow this film blends action, comedy, and art house. And it works. Usually those three things do not work together all that well, but here it works. Number 5, Cyrano. I can already hear some people asking, yes, Cyrano technically got a critical release in 2021. However, most people didn't see it, because they didn't get a wide release till later in 2022. And most people like me saw it then. So for me, and the purpose of this list, I'm going to count this as a 2022 film. Now that I got that out of the way, Cyrano was so good! Great characters, great visuals, great music, and a great leading actor in Peter Dinklage that just makes you feel for this character. I had such a great time following Peter Dinklage's Cyrano from beginning to end, and when it ended, I almost got a tear in my eye. Keyword there, almost. Number 4, The Fabelmans. Oh god, this film hit me hard. Oh god. I just reviewed this one yesterday, and it's still very fresh in my mind, and this is probably the hardest hitting film on this list. It's not number one for a couple reasons, mainly due to some of the pacing, some small pacing issues I felt the film had, and some overdone comedy. But at the end of the day, I still think this is a great film, and you can clearly tell that this story is personal to Steven Spielberg. I'm glad we got his own personal telling of his own story. Number 3, Babylon. I am not apologizing for my opinions on this one. Yeah, I like Babylon a lot. Like, I know a lot of critics are bombing the heck out of this one, but I don't care because I think this film was spectacular. We got great characters, we got great performances, we got spectacular sets and a spectacular score. This film worked for me. As a film nerd, I was so glad that we finally got a film talking about the time period where the silent era ends and the talkie period begins and what effect that had on the industry. This film works so well for me. Number 2, The Woman King. Yeah, this one was not a surprise for me. I expected to like this one, and I liked this one. Really the end of the story here. The acting was spectacular, the action was great, and the story was brilliantly paced. I know some people are complaining that it's not historically accurate, but to be honest with you, I don't care. The story's still really good and still really compelling, and I think that makes for a good movie. And Viola Davis as our lead actress is brilliant. She well deserves an Oscar nomination for her performance in this film. Number 1. Well, there's only one other film I gave it a 9 this year, The Northman. Yeah, this film had everything I expected it would, and it was brilliant. We got a decent revenge story, which we haven't had a really good revenge story in a long time. We usually get people who are half-assing it. Then we got great characters and the clash between an uncle and a nephew that's very Hamlet-like, probably because the story inspired Hamlet. We got a brilliant fight scene in a volcano. We got a lot of great visuals. We got a lot of Nordic imagery, and that works brilliantly for this film. I really enjoy this film. I had very little to no problems with it. This film is everything I wanted it to be and more. At the end of the day, that's my top 10 films of 2022. What do you think? What was your favorite film of 2022? Let me know in the comments below. And if you liked this video, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in 2023 with a few changes. See you then.